Reserve. Harambee's Wildlife Reserve, like other reserves in Africa, are supported by Disney's Conservation Fund and other organizations to protect the wildlife we'll see today. And if you look up above you, there's a game spotting guide. That's some of what we may see today. Now, you never know what you will see. This is a free roaming reserve, so those animals free roam wherever they want, including into bushes. Now, we are entering in at the Little Aturi Forest. The Little Aturi Forest is home to animals with really great camouflage. So, let's see what we can find.
Oh, bamboo!
Like the okapi to the right. Now, the okapi is the closest cousin to the giraffe. It's the animal with the neck up, kind of acting like a giraffe. The okapi has the same bone and skull structures as the giraffe, as well as the same tongue type. It's actually so shy and reclusive, it was not discovered by the Western world until 1901. And over to the left is a watering hole. Watering holes are often home to some of the more rare and exotic animals on the safari. Animals like the black rhino love to hang out around this particular watering hole. Now, there are less than 5,000 black rhinos in the world. They are poached for their horns, which are made out of keratin. Same thing as our hair and nails. We are working with foundations across Africa, though, to protect the black rhinos like this one.
There he is. See him laying down over there? All the way across. See?
Now, those rhinos grow about 3,000 pounds, and they have a triangular shaped top lip to eat leaves off of branches. Now, we're going to slowly inch forward because there's going to be some animals right over to the right. These are the greater kudu. And the greater kudu are the second tallest antelope species.
They're close too.
Oh, there's one right there.
Those greater kudu are also very shy animals. They love hiding.
Right up here.
To the right are some hippos. Now, those aren't in the best of spots, so we're going to slowly go by them, hoping to see some more. Make sure we're staying seated, though. Thank you. Everyone staying seated, please. Thank you. Now, hippos grow up to 5,500 pounds, and they can sleep under the water. They float up whenever they need a breath of air, but they can stay underwater for up to 8 minutes at a time. Look to the left, there's a whole bloat.
Oh, slide back to the edge. Slide back to the edge. You just pushed the pound weight on the hippo.
Okay, they're all up in the water.
Make sure we're all staying seated, guys.
What?
All the way down, please, in the red and white. Please stay seated. All the way down, please. Thank you. Awesome. Now, one of my favorite animals in the reserve right now is this little baby pinkback pelican under the mommy in the nest.
Pelican.
Now, pinkback pelicans are named for their pink feathers that grow on their backs during mating season. There's another hippo to the left. On land, hippos can run about 30 miles per hour, which is pretty fast for such a large animal. Now let's see what else is hiding out in the river.
Rhinos can only for
Oh, I see something to the left. It's the Nile Crocodile. And the Nile Crocodile will open their mouths to regulate body temperature. Hi, make sure we're staying seated, everyone. We can't go over this bridge without everyone staying seated. Red and white shirt, please stay seated. All the way down. Thank you. Awesome. So, the Nile Crocodile open their mouths to regulate body temperature. They snap their jaws and exert up to 2,000 pounds of pressure. Now, they always look hungry, so we don't like to stay around them. Now, up ahead to the right is a Baobab tree, and the Baobab tree is also known as the upside down tree. It's right here to the right. Those trees will grow for thousands of years and are leafless up to 9 months out of the year. And now we're heading into the Serengeti grasslands. The Serengeti grasslands stretch across most of Africa and are part of the wild Africa we are striving to conserve. They're a complete ecosystem. Elephants will knock over trees, eating the leaves, letting in room for new growth, while giraffes reach up high into the trees, eating the leaves, letting in light. Antelope and zebra come around the edges, kind of clearing up this tall grass, while that new growth is perfect for little animals like warthogs. And a complete ecosystem, there's food for everyone. And that's why it's so important to preserve it, because if we only protect the animals, but we don't protect where they live, what they eat, we're not really protecting these animals at all. It goes hand in hand, protecting the animals and the ecosystem. termite mounds.
Those are termites.
Termite mounds can grow almost as hard as concrete, which is pretty impressive considering they're comprised of dirt, dung, and saliva. And they're actually porous despite their solid look. There's ventilation systems all through them. Now, these are so strong that a full-grown elephant can lean against it. So what happens is these elephants, they'll use them as scratching posts. And once they've eventually worn it down, like the one to the right, antelope and little animals will jump on top and use it as a lookout post, looking for the predators in the tall grasses. Now I am seeing some antelope coming up soon, but let's talk about the reserve while we're waiting to get towards them. Now the Harambee Wildlife Reserve was established in 1971 as a place to protect and preserve animals. As part of this, we do have researchers on the reserve researching animal communication and behavior, because the more we know about these animals, the better we are able to protect them. And finally, to the right, those cattle with long horns, those are the Ankole cattle. And the Ankole cattle's horns grow up to 6 foot long. They're lightweight, and of course, blood circulates through them. Those cattle are so ancient, pictures of them have been found in the pyramids of Egypt. And way back to the right are some Maasai giraffe. We know they're Maasai giraffe because of the jagged edges to their patterns. Now those Maasai giraffe and all giraffe grow up to 20 foot tall. And that is so that they can eat. Yep, they'll eat those limbs off of trees, those leaves. And what's really neat is that neck's only gonna reach so far. So their tongues grow up to 18 inches long so that they can reach even higher into the trees, eating more leaves. They eat about 20 hours out of the day. They are grazers. You should, right here you'll get another view of them. The largest and brightest monkeys, the mandrills are. They have those bright, distinctive facial and back colors. And the dominant male grows up to 100 pounds. He's a very large monkey. Now to the right is that elephant. That elephant is throwing mud and dirt on its back. Now they'll do that as a form of natural sunblock. Their skin actually has hair on it like ours does, so it can burn pretty easily in the sun. Now that is the only elephant I'm seeing right now, so that means it's a male. And you know what? I think that, yes, there are tusk marks on the right and left in the red clay that indicates that elephants have been near. Elephants will eat that red clay, which is how their tusk marks get on it. Look to the left. I've seen 2 elephants so far. That's a herd. Now we are slowly making our way to the front of this herd, hoping to see more elephants. Now notice those beautiful ivory tusks. Yes, elephants are poached for those tusks, very valuable on the black market. And every once in a while we get a radio station right around here. Let's see what we can get today. Only spot in Harambee to get radio. Oh, look at there, we found the family herd. Elephants will flap their ears to reduce body temperature. They can reduce it by up to 15 degrees. And there is about a medium-sized elephant over there. Elephants, when born, weigh about 300 pounds. An adult weighs around 11,000 pounds or more. So it takes a little bit of time for them to grow as tall as the other elephants. Now one thing most people don't know is how elephants' feet are formed. They actually walk on their tiptoes. They have thick padding on the bottom of their foot, which is unique to each elephant. If you look over to the right, you get a better view of those wildebeest and sable.
I still see them. The ones that
I know, look at me, buddy.
Now it does look like the elephants have flooded the road again. Oh well, we share all these roads together. I think we can handle it.
Alright, let's see if we can make it through the water.
And the flamingo have flown in from the coast. Here in Harambee, we are near the Indian Ocean. To the left are the greater flamingo, tallest and lightest pink of all the flamingo species. They grow between 3 and 3.5 foot tall, and their wings actually have black feathers underneath them.
Yep, from what they eat, huh?
Yeah.
Flamingos are born gray, and they get that pink coloring from eating foods containing carotene, like brine shrimp.
They
And And a group of flamingos is a flamboyant. That is a fluffy, feathered flamboyance of flamingo. Can't move all the 5,000-pound rhinos in the road. So, let me tell you a little bit about these rhinos. These are actually some of my favorite animals on the reserve. They have very poor eyesight because their eyes are on either side of their head, so they can't see very well at all. These precious rhinos, that really makes them easy targets for poachers, and it's really sad. They were once one of the greatest conservation stories in Africa, but sadly they are no longer since poachers are so relentless.
Look at me.
Now you may have noticed by this point, the white rhinos, they're not white. No, they're not. The name actually comes from the Afrikaans word wijd, which means wide. They are wide rhinos, and they're named that because of their wide, flat mouths. Yep, those mouths are flat and wide, very useful for eating grass and all the lower foliage. Now let's see what else we can find. Yep,
Still don't see anything.
it's a cheetah. To the left is going to be a cheetah. Cheetah are the only large cat species that hunt during the day. Laying right down to the left.
Oh, there. See it?
Now, cheetahs are the only large cat species with non-retractable claws. Their claws are out at all times, helping them reach speeds up to about 65 miles per hour on average. But only for a couple hundred yards, they are sprinters. But up to the left is going to be a lion.
Lions. Although a male lion can weigh up to about 500 pounds, it is actually the lionesses who do most of the hunting for the pride.
Wow.
So does anybody know what the Swahili word for lion is?
Simba.
It is Simba.
They're basically large house cats just lounging around, not doing much. But at night is when they come alive. The females do most of the hunting while the males will protect their pride. Over to the left is going to be a warthog hanging out by this kind of far tree. Now the warthogs are burrowing animals. They burrow into the ground, and whenever they feel threatened, go back into the burrow with their tusks out. Those tusks are razor sharp.
Now I see him.
Yep, you see him?
Now a lot of you got excited about zebra. Turn to the right. You're going to see those good view of those zebra. And some more white rhinos.
Ostrich egg?
What do you see?
What? Look at the closest. Look at the closest.
Look at these two.
Look at the two closest.
Now zebra can kick with enough force to break a lion's jaw. And if you've ever noticed, they don't exactly have very natural camouflage. Those zebra, what they'll do is they actually stand in large herds with their stripes all mixing together, and this discourages predators from attacking. They can't tell where one zebra ends and the other zebra begins, so it confuses them. We've been together for 2 weeks now, so it's about time to head back to our warden's post.
Should be a tour guide, folks.
But first, to the right are some yellow-billed storks. The yellow-billed storks will eat anything that fits into their bill with a heartbeat, including other birds. They eat birds, lizards, fish, snakes, anything like that. Now to the left, and there's one over to the right, are these addax. Now the addax are desert antelopes, so they can go almost their whole lives without drinking a drop of water. They get all their moisture and nutrients from the food that they eat. Now there is a big bump right there, but we're over it now. So those addax are actually critically endangered. So we've seen a lot of really rare and endangered animals on the reserve, and these animals, they really need our help. Now, we do have researchers helping us out, but we need more. And by coming on the reserve today and learning about these animals, you're helping us to raise awareness. If you want to do more, you can always adopt a pet, donate to a wildlife fund, or simply create a habitat in your own environment, whether that's a birdhouse or a squirrel feeder or anything like that. And here in Harambee, we don't like to say goodbye. It's a little too sad, a little too final. So instead we say Kwaherini. And Kwaherini means to go well. So go well, everyone. Have a wonderful day in Harambee. And to my little wilderness explorers, you're on Simba 1. Simba 1.